I propose to you today that a man who is hyper focused on himself, basically self aware, but in today you're going to hear me use the term obsessed, is the most successful man in most fields of his life. Why? Because he is self aware. He understands himself. He understands his strengths. He understands his weaknesses. He understands his potential. He understands where he's at today. How many men, they have all the talent in the world, they're going downhill, they're going uphill, but they have no clarity, no awareness as to where they are in life right now. The most successful people that I know in my life, love them or hate them, they're very self-aware. You can say they're obsessed with themselves, and that benefits you when you start to become so aware of yourself. You have no blind spots, right? Because when you have blind spots, what do? You say stuff that you shouldn't say. You say it at the wrong time. You do things you probably shouldn't say, or you leave people scratching their head like, why are you doing that? You make decisions that's not really the best decision for yourself or for others or for those you're leading in around you. Why? Because you're not tuned in with yourself. You're not tuned in on yourself, right? You're doing stuff that's ultimately not going to benefit you in the long run and probably in the short run either. That's why, once again, obsessed. You should be obsessed with yourself. Now, you take that with a grain of salt, right? When I say obsessed, I'm talking about you need to be clear on yourself. You need to be intentional with yourself. You need to be self-aware, right? And hyper focus on who you are, right? You need to know yourself, and you need to be good at yourself. You need to be good at knowing yourself. I feel like a lot of men could be, they're good at knowing other people, right? They're a rock star when it comes to manipulating people, how to push people's buttons, how to motivate other people, whatever it is. They just, how to get under people's skins. Why? You're so good at being obsessed with other people, but you're no good at being aware of yourself, and you're more obsessed with other people than you are with yourself. So I'm saying get obsessed with yourself, right? You have strengths. You have things that are advantages to you that are a disadvantage to everyone else, right? But if you never tap in, you don't realize, you don't know, you don't uncover what is your advantages, what your strengths are. What good are strengths if you never apply them, if you never leverage them, right? So they're strengths that you don't use. They might as well be weaknesses, unfortunately, or they at best they're going to turn into potential, right? There's something you can do, but ultimately, because you're not doing it, you're not using them. They're just potential, right? Or what about your muscles? Everyone's got muscles, but if you don't use them, they go to mush, right? If you don't use it, you lose it, basically. And what about weaknesses, right? Talking about being self-aware. A man who's self-aware is a very dangerous man. He's a very strong man that's self-aware. And once again, I'm talking about hyper-focus. I'm talking about getting clear on himself. And I'm talking about being obsessed with himself. When you know your weaknesses, what? You don't go to places where you know you'll be weak. You don't talk to people. You don't you don't basically hang out with people in places that you know you're going to be weak in their presence in that area, right? You already know this about yourself. So why is it good to be self-aware? Why is it good to be hyper-focused? Why is it good to be clear and obsessed with yourself? If I know I'm weak in a particular area on a particular day around a particular person, it's in my benefit to not go around that or do that, because I already know that's not good for me, right? So although you like, okay, I acknowledge that's a weakness, but I'm being strong and using that to my advantage because I'm not even gonna go around there, and I'm clear and I'm focused as to what my weaknesses are. You can start turning that to your advantage, right? You don't have to be strong in everything for it to be an advantage. If you know how to maneuver around it, you know how to manage it, what's the weakness if it can't attack you, right? So My point is, once again, be obsessed with yourself. Be hyper focused on yourself. Get to know yourself and what is good, what is bad, what's the potential, right? Get to know yourself. Most men decide to run a marathon, do life, and they don't know themselves. And that's a terrible thing, because when you need to stand up strong, you're ducking. When you need to duck, you're standing up. When you need to zig, you're zagging. You don't know yourself. If you don't know yourself, how can you be competent? How can you be strong? How can you win if you don't know yourself? You have to be focused. You have to be clear, and you have to be obsessed with yourself. It's for your benefit. It's for whoever you're leading, right? If you have a family, it's for their benefit for you to know yourself. It's for your wife's benefit for you to be clear on yourself. It's for your children's benefit for you to be hyper focused on yourself in terms of what you're strong at, what you're weak at, and what your potential is, right? You need to know how to manage yourself. You know, what is good, what is bad, and what is, it could be good depending on what I say and do, or it could be bad depending on what I say or do, right? Know yourself. Know yourself. Get to know yourself. Be quiet and just spend some time with the Lord praying. Lord, reveal myself, reveal my weaknesses, reveal my strengths, reveal my potential. What is my purpose? What is it that you will have me to do? What should I stay away from? These are prayers you can pray to help get hyper focused on yourself. Ask the Lord to expose things in your heart. Ask the Lord to not just expose the bad, but expose the good. Expose the strengths. Lord God, reveal what you have for me to do. Reveal my strengths. What is to my advantage? How can I make wealth? How can I promote peace in my family? How can I lift up my wife? How can I support my children? How can I steward the things that you have given me in a way that is pleasing to you? You need to know yourself ultimately. That way you can be best for yourself, best for your children, best for your wife, those around you, and you can ultimately be profitable and pleasing and an advantage to the Lord. My goal, my plea, and I propose to you, be obsessed with yourself. Be clear on yourself. Be hyper-focused on yourself. A man that does not know himself is a weak man.